of probably this entire month. I think close guard is the most unique to jiu-jitsu. Nobody else thinks it is worth being on your back. They brought one of y'all. So he's in my close guard. I'm using my knees to control his weight. So if I'm in a hand fight with him, sometimes he's going to be stronger than me, but most of the time his back is going to be strong enough to fight my arms. But if I start bringing my knees into play, then this becomes a lot more turbulent for him, right? And I only really like 2 close guard series. And number 1 is what we're going to go over today, is dragging this arm across, pinning him tight, and then starting to attack from there. The other is a clamp, but I think the clamp is a little more advanced because getting here and getting into here requires a little more mobility and skill. So today we're going to work on arm dragging to the back and to the arm bars. So this, I don't think it's as solid as the clamp because I don't get as much weight onto his shoulders with my legs, but I get a lot of control by dragging this arm across. So I just kind of 2-on-1 it, tilt my body out to create space for it to fall. So if I do it on the other side, you see his arms in the middle. I'm just gonna move myself outside of it and let it fall into this space. And then I'm gonna clamp onto his back. Now, the danger for him comes as soon as I get up onto this elbow. All right, because now I get to close off this space in between us and he doesn't get his arm back across. And if he does nothing from here, there's a few ways to take his back. I like to scoot out. A lot of people like to just circle around. All right, both are fine. I think for heavyweights, it's just easy for me to drag him sideways. So my preferred method is just to scoot away. So when I catch this arm, I get tight here. I'm just hugging the lat tight to my chest. And when I come up to here, right, I just move my hips away and just pull his ribs sideways towards me. I think that's easier. I don't have to climb up, and there's no chance of him jumping me off.
Was there anything like stopping his left knee? Like when you were pulling him down?
Which knee? Okay. So here.
Right.
So the knee inside?
Yeah, the knee that's inside.
Yeah.
So he would want to stay in this position. He would not want to give the back, right?
Right. Yeah. So even if he tries to kind of follow me with this leg, as I see my other, let's spin around a little bit. So me interfering with it.
There is some footwork in there.
Yeah. So it's just my body just kind of blocks at that leg as I pull him towards me. Yeah. And the other way is, come back down, is inching around his body. So here, when I come up here, right, the other way is just pushing off with this hand, keeping my legs kind of tight around, and then sliding the other one inside for the back. Both of those are fine. The one where you climb up, you have to be a little more careful about staying tight. So one more time, I'll do the other side. So I'm getting here, right, hip up, and then tilt, and let that arm drop inside. And now I'm just bringing him as tight to me as I can. And now as I sit up, right, I'm just kind of putting my body behind his elbow. And so now from here, I'm gonna try to close as best I can, and then slide my knee around his body. And so from here, right, I can just kind of trap triangle on the far side, or if I feel like I can already get my foot in there, I come inside. And so I'm inside that leg. What I don't want to do is turn him over and then put my ankles crossed in front of his hips. Right. So here, he can foot lock me. All right. Yep. I see that face. He's gotten there before. Here, that doesn't work anymore. Right. So even if one foot is in front and the other safely on the side of his hip, it doesn't work anymore. He can try it, but I should be able to just stick my other foot safely out. He needs the other one below it as to act as the kind of fulcrum to attack it. So play with that one first. No, I'll use you. One note on the back take there, if you're climbing up, to flatten them out. So as I come here, right, I'm keeping my underhook. I need at least one underhook. And then as I come on top, I'm driving my hips and my knees out to flatten him. All right, he's miserable right now. This makes it hard for him to start his escapes. So if he starts to build up, all right, I just want to collect an arm. This kills most of his defense. All right, I don't need both. All I need is one. All right, this is where your MMA guys, they screw up because they go, ah, right? If they just kept one of these, they wouldn't like lose their balance, because now he never gets to build up to where he needs to be. Sorry about that.
Finish her up. Yeah, I'm lifting the head up.
Yeah. We're not gonna do that yet. So option one, take the back, right? If I can get this elbow across, I want to take his back if I can, right? Come up. But that might not always be an option, especially if he lifts this leg, the kind of stuff, just try to fight and square back up, right? So we're gonna lock this arm into place if we don't feel like we can take his back. So I got it on the side. To lock it in place, I'm just gonna scoop under. Right. So I'm going, so I got it turned inside, catching the back, and then I'm scooping under. Right. And so from here, now I'm gonna turn for the arm bar. I'm actually gonna arm bar this one inside. You can threaten this one. Again, this is one of those that takes a lot of skill, so I wouldn't worry about it just yet. So we're collecting. We're gonna slide our head around, and then we're gonna come under this near leg. Far side comes over the shoulder. So my knee comes up over his shoulder. All right, so we're starting here, all right? We're starting in our back take position. We're coming to scoop the other arm, start moving ourselves around, scoop the leg. And so now, a swing from the knee over the head. So I got his posture broken down towards my hips. I'm ready to sweep him over. And I've got the arm that he's gonna need to try to fight this one free, blocked in place. So I'm killing his defense before I start the move. So again, I came in, right, I'm blocking. Let's say I don't want to take his back. I don't have the time for it. I'm gonna scoop under both arms to pull myself towards this opposite shoulder. So now I can see his ear, like straight down my line of sight. Scoop under the leg, knee to the ear, over the face. And so from here, to finish, I just need to catch his wrist. And then hip up. One more time. So, just like we took the back, now we're trapping the arms. All right, so we're hugging both arms in place.
So Anwin's right arm is stuck right now.
Yes.
Okay, because you grabbed that underhook. With
Yeah.
your-
And I'm still using my body to block his tricep. Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
My stomach is kind of blocking right at his shoulder.
Can you do it full speed?
Was that?
Can you do it full speed? So I can show like how it takes away my mobility.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so here.
We still got that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
But ideally, I don't even need to go at that pace, right? So as soon as I get here and I start blocking, I can step on his hip and use my knee to block his shoulder in place. This leg tilts him, right? So now he's starting to lose his balance and his arm's in trouble. So with this hug and this tilt, he doesn't posture up. It's hard for him to come out. When he does, my leg just slides over his face for the finish. So one more time. Blocking the elbow, hugging him tight to help myself around, get the angle I want. I can see in the ear. So now, scoop under the leg, bring this one up to tilt him. Now this one can slide over the face, and if I want to finish on top, all I gotta do is rock forward. But I can also finish from where I was. I'm just lifting my hips. So play with that one. All right here. So this last one works extremely well in a gi. No gi takes a little bit of practice because you gotta keep their wrist and hook their leg. So anyone good at jiu-jitsu is gonna want to stand up in your guard, right? I shouldn't say that because there's some Sao Paulo Pass guys that don't really care about standing up in your guard. But most people, when they're trying to break your guard, they're going to want to stand up, right? So he gets up. This is where he gets to start most of his solid passes, right? So come back down. So as I'm fighting to get his arms across, right? If he starts to stand up, I don't want to just climb my legs up high and hope for the best. So what I want to do is scoop under the closest leg to the arm I have. So I'm gonna hand it off and I'm gonna come under, all right? So from here, as he tries to continue standing, I'm gonna turn my knee towards it, get as low to his ankle as I can, and then I'm gonna lift my hips and pull this off the floor. Hopefully he falls, I get to come on top, or I get to back out and come up, right? Both of those. So, what do they call it? Lumberjack? They call this a lumberjack. So, as he's standing, right, I'm still trying to do my normal trap one arm, but as he comes up, as that second knee's coming up, I want to be under this, right? And then I want to be tilting all of my weight over this ankle and pulling down on the wrist if I can. All right. Huh? Yeah. Did you fall properly? Like judo fall properly? No. But did you die? So, right. So as I'm trying to fight this, he's gonna want to stand. Right? right? Most people are gonna avoid standing if I've got this arm as locked up as this, right? But not everyone feels the danger, so a lot of people try to stand without. And this is kind of why we teach you the back, that 2-on-1, right? And then stepping up on the other side. This is the reason we teach you that, because now I can't freely grab this leg that he's stepping up with, right? Particularly before he gets this one up. So go ahead. So, right, so this arm's stuck, so I couldn't get to the leg I wanted. Let's come back down. So if he stands up, right, without controlling one arm, go ahead, stand up. I'm coming under. And what I don't want, so if I'm here, right, I'm on this calf, I'm a little too high. I don't want to slide down. And so now as I lift my hips and pull the bottom of his foot towards me, now it gets the fall that I want. If I'm too high, there's going to be bend and give, and he's going to be a lot more stable. And most people, go ahead, hook mine. So, all right, so if I stand up, right, and he's a little too high on my, right, so here, yeah, I can generally just kind of power through this. But if he gets down, right, if he gets low enough, I don't have that same luxury to just power through whatever he's trying to do. So if you're catching people's legs and they're not falling over, it's probably because your arm is too high. So you just need to bring it down, lower to the ground, and kind of sleep the back of your wrist on the floor, and that should get you more leverage on that push.
What if he's trying to come up on the second leg?
Yep.
Suppose you have this arm trap.
Yep.
And he tries to come up.
Yep.
In that case.
Same thing. All right. So I've got this arm controlled, and he's stepping up this leg first, right? Same thing. This is better for me, right? Because if he continues here, he's straight into the arm bar. Yeah.
I'm stupid at that.
Right. It'll happen, but it'll only happen a couple times before they're like, you know what? That wasn't the right leg to step up with. So if I've got this trap that he steps up with this leg, he's in trouble. I'm either dumping him over for a sweep, or I'm just taking the arm bar. Arm bar and omoplata, because this one is going to lead to the omoplata as well. So if I'm here, he stands up this side, right? He comes all the way up. I'm coming omoplata as well. So either of those, the sweep or the omoplata. But I tell you to know the sweep first, so that you know the body positioning to get your weight shifted over that leg. And then the omoplata is easy after that, because all you gotta do is hold on to the wrist and kick over his tricep. So play with that for a little bit.